Welcome back to the podcast. Today we'll be talking about animation in media with myself, Christopher McCull, and my guest, Maya O'Neill. Maya, how much about animation do you really know?
I know a lot about animation. I recently watched this series called Arcane, and I feel like the style and the use of it is like very similar to like drawing, because like there's like brush strokes like on the animation, and it makes it look like very like different looking compared to other animations like The Simpsons, because it's more like doodle drawn, whereas Arcane's like like actual like painting, like drawn, but I love like the storyline of Arcane. I haven't like played the game or anything, but like my favorite character in it is Mel, because like I just like her the most, like, and I also like Jinx as well. I think she's pretty cool.
I think Arcane, for me personally, is a big testament to show how animation is growing at the moment, because a lot of computer generated animation at the moment, like your Frozen, your what else, like Big Hero 6, like all these Disney and Pixar properties, they've all been the same, no uniqueness. They all look the same, but
Yeah,
like
they do.
I'd say with the breakout with such films like Across the Spider-Verse and was it The Last Wish from Puss in Boots, I think it's starting to show that animators can be a lot more creative, a lot more stylized with animation at the moment, and I think that is going to draw a lot of people to that media, especially with Arcane, as I said, with the art style. As you said, compared to The Simpsons, I do get where that's coming from, because even though Simpsons defined animated sitcoms, the animation has mainly stayed the same with just brighter colours. I was going to say, do you know anything else, like from, like say, the history from, say, your Looney Tunes to now?
I know that Looney Tunes is like a big animation sort of like company, because they produce like a lot of different animations, and I know that Disney Pixar and stuff is really big. On Disney Plus they have like all these different shorts, and it's where like different like creators can like showcase like their own styles of animation. And there was this one, and it was about like this person growing up in China, and how like they loved like like bao buns, because it's like their traditional like food, and like how that like shapes them as a person, and like it can be a way to like tell like different stories, and like different stories that you wouldn't usually tell. And I feel like it is growing a lot, like because it's like representing different like diverse like religions and stuff.
Yeah. As that's about to say, is that animation now has definitely taken up a new perspective for people, because whenever people think of animation, usually think it's on childish, something like kiddish. But now that animation is able to take on darker tones, darker story, is like, say stuff like Invincible, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, they're able to use animation to portray these sort of stories that I think live action couldn't grasp or get right. Because Invincible, I don't think you're able to get such scenes through CGI, and if you did, people would probably call you out on that, and people would give off saying, "Oh, it's a CGI mess of a film." But animation is able to take these scenes step further and further and let storytellers be a lot more free.
Yeah, that's actually right. Like some of my like favorite animations I would watch would be like The Simpsons and like Family Guy and like Arcane. I also I watched like One Piece, like the real life like movie version. And I think that's cool as well that like they're taking the story from like an animation and then turning it into like a real life movie adaptation.
Lastly, before I end it off, I do want to say like it's not like adult animation has like not been there. Like you have your likes of South Park and all that there, but do you think animation is able to tell more stories now that maybe we can't do film?
I think so because like with film it's like there's a lot of money like going into like making the films, and with animation it's like cheaper like in production, and like it's easier to like tell like more like stories than it is with film because it would be like more cheaper in production and stuff.
Well, thank you, Maya. That's it for the podcast. I'm Christopher McCool, and goodbye.